So everybody say hi to YouTube. Everybody wave to the YouTube watchers. Hi, YouTube watchers. Hello, hello, hello. Also, hi, Red. Hi, hi. It has been a bit, hasn't it? It has been. Howdy, Susan. Susan doesn't run YouTube anymore, though. But yeah, so Wispy doesn't have a lot of knowledge about Sonic games. I've only played the one, which was Adventure 2, which was Stop Looking at Me, which is kind of why I was like, oh shit, they're adapting Shadow. I wanna see Shadow, and then they're like, by the way, Shadow is voiced by Keanu Reeves, and I'm like, we're gonna go watch the Sonic movie now. It's Keanu Reeves. I have to hear John Wick. And let me tell you, actually, how do I want to put this? Because it's quite obvious that Keanu Reeves would be my favorite part of the movie, but they really, like, the part really pushed Keanu, I want to say, in acting. He really brought out a lot of emotion in his voice, with usually his parts don't really call for that. So I was really actually impressed with him acting in the movie. Keanu Reeves just actually, no, he wasn't just acting like himself though. He really, like, he put a lot of work into like portraying emotion in his voice. I mean, you know, is he still like, you know, a method actor like Johnny Depp or something? No, absolutely not. But you can tell where he really pushed himself in the role, and you really feel like Shadow as a character. It's not just haha, Keanu Reeves is here. It was very good. In terms of adapting like Adventure 2, they did a very good job. Obviously they didn't adapt like a chunk of the game, but the big main points between like Shadow and Sonic and Shadow's backstory, they adapted like perfectly. I can't see his voice, so actually he used his voice. Exactly, you can see his face, so he had to use his voice 100%. What Johnny Silver guy is in Sonic? He's Shadow. He's Shadow. You're a colorful bunch. Boo. I think that was one of my favorite parts of the movie, actually. I'm doing very spoiler light, but hearing Keanu Reeves say boo in a deadpan straight voice literally sent me, oh my god. There was a lot of things, like, if you know the game and if you know the plot of the game, you're gonna have a lot of fun when they do certain things. You could tell Sane and I were the only people in the theater that probably knew the game, because when things from the game happened, we kind of like lost our mind, and you could tell like everybody was like, what's up with the weirdos down over there in the corner? There was a point in which Sane and I grabbed each other's arms and shook and went, yeah! So, you know, lots of good moments for game fans, for sure. So I hadn't seen the other two Sonic movies beforehand, so we watched 1 and 2 on Christmas. And I was actually very pleasantly surprised, because the movies actually give Sonic a character arc and like an emotional story too, which thank God, because I felt Sonic never really had much other than wisecracks in the games and any anime that I ever watched. So I was like, holy what? They're giving Sonic character arcs? Oh my god. In a lot of ways, I actually liked 1 better than 2. I felt that 2, it's not that 2 was rushed, it was that 2 had so much going on in it. It felt like Tails and Knuckles both kind of didn't get really good, nice moments to themselves. 3 handled that a lot better. 3 handled the balancing of its large cast better than 2 did, but 2 was still a lot of fun. I'm still kind of on the fence about Knuckles. They don't make him like stupid per se, but they definitely, like, how I would describe Knuckles in the movies is like, you guys know the meme that came out from Kung Fu Panda, where the guy is like, and our battle will be glorious. That's like Knuckles' whole fucking character in like a nutshell in the movies. He has his moments, but I think you could tell he just has a lot more fun being like honorable warrior that always wants to punch somebody, and then when shit gets serious, he's like, all right, yeah, we're serious about this. But He's... When I went back and we were watching clips from Adventure 2, I was like... Yeah, he's kind of not like this in the movie. He's kind of not like this. He's Starfire dumb. I think that might be a good way of putting it. But you can tell everybody has fun doing it. Jim Carrey, his Robotnik is a lot different from like the game's Robotnik, but not in a bad way. You could just tell it's like, yeah, Jim Carrey is definitely here, and he has a lot of fun, and he brings a lot of zany, fun energy to the role, which is really nice. And he really pushes acting chops with this movie since he has to play two characters in this movie. Does Robotnik do the accent at times? I probably wouldn't be able to pick it up because I probably don't know the accent. So people who know the games would probably be able to tell you a bit better. Jim Carrey does his typical, like, he'll change his voice and do crazy shit with his voice and his body. I blew my co-workers' minds because they didn't know he was Shadow. You're a colorful bunch. Oh god, it was so great. Like, we saw it, I walked out, I was like, I want to go watch it again. Heard the Teddy Roosevelt voice from him at the end of Sonic 1. Oh, he's an exaggerated Teddy. Oh, I see. I mean, again, like, I've watched all the movies only once, so if I watched them a couple more times, I'd probably be able to tell. People in chat who know the games and the movies better than me would probably be able to tell you. He's more like Eggman in this rather than the other two, but very different from the games. I would agree with that, yeah. 100%. 100%, yeah. Yeah. That's a good way of putting it. That's a good way of putting it. You can see every movie where they get him a little bit closer to kind of being like the Eggman from the games. So, like, they treated the first Sonic movie as not only Sonic's origins, but kind of like Eggman's origins in a way. So by, like, the second movie, he looks a little bit more like Eggman. And then by, like, this movie, you're like, yeah, that'd be him. That'd be him. It's, like, kind of crazy that, that Jim Carrey looks that much like him. It's like, oh, well then. Tried to explain the weird as fuck Grinch movie when we saw it and failed at it. I wasn't a fan of the Jim Carrey Grinch movie. It's okay. But I felt like the way the kind of zany Jim Carrey is made the story lose a lot of its charm, which thankfully isn't the case in the Sonic movies. He fits right in the Sonic movies. He fits right in. So there's absolutely no problem there. He kind of has the habit of stealing the scene when he shows up too. That's totally in character for Robotnik. Oh yeah, 100%, 100%, 100%. Because I am super biased, I would still say Shadow and Keanu as Shadow were my favorite parts of the third movie. I do wish that actually I wish there was a bit more of Shadow in it. I wouldn't say that he was underutilized, because he definitely wasn't. It was just the story had a lot of moving parts, but I was just like, there came a couple parts in the movie where I'm like, so damn, when are we getting back to Shadow? Because, like, this is definitely a thing. Even, they gave all the pretty much all the characters arcs, even if they were small. Even, like, Robotnik's little, dorky sidekick that they have in the movies got a character arc and some character growth, which shocked me. I was, like, floored. I'm like, wait? What? Maria was so much more in depth in the movie. Oh yeah, they did a really good job of, like, fleshing out all the aspects you would need for, like, a movie audience to really get attached to the characters. Did people cheer for the one part everyone was anticipating do you mean the backstory scene with Maria and Shadow? If that's what you're referring to, then no, people did not cheer at that in mine. People did not cheer about that in mine. I think it was more people were hoping they did it. Sane leaned over and he said a smart-ass comment because he's sane. But they handled it very well in the movie. They handled it very seriously. And the theater kind of went dead quiet when it happened. I don't know how much of the theater knew the game. You could definitely tell there was a lot of kids in the theater, which is appropriate, right? You know, it's a kids movie. It's a family movie. That is appropriate. That should be what it is, number one, right? Thank you for the hydrate, Oso. Well, the game is also like 20 plus years old at this rate, right? So yeah, the movie better handle it better. The animation that they did for Shadow really matched Keanu's performance. So I'm hoping maybe that they like motion captured him a little bit, like when he was in the recording booth doing it, because you could they took cues, I really think, from like how Keanu does a lot of like that emotion driven like through his body language, because they do that a lot with Shadow in this, as opposed to just having a Shadow yap like Sonic does. But although Sonic has a lot of body expression in within himself as well, so they did a really good job of balancing that. So you really get to like, you feel for Shadow a lot in this movie. Like, you're like, damn, bruh, that sucks. The movie even makes you feel for Eggman a couple times. There was some lines that happened that like, I was like, holy bro, holy shit, damn. I mean, I'm not gonna go into spoiler territory just yet, like as in not on this stream, maybe like in a week or so if we want to yap about it more. But yeah, it was, there was points where I'm like, oh, damn, for a kids movie, this is heavy and dark. This is the kind of stuff I grew up watching. No wonder it's so good. Corporate wants you to tell the difference. Shadow and John Wick, it's the same picture. I did see a meme going around before I saw the movie of a certain scene that had that like was redrawn, but it had Shadow with a pencil, and he's like, you don't know what I can do with this pencil. And so when that scene happened in the movie, I was like, oh thank god there's not actually a pencil in this scene, otherwise I probably would have lost my shit. But Keanu's characters really can't have anything nice. I think Keanu picks characters that can't have anything nice, to be fair. Sonic 3 is going to be one of those movies that's going to be insane to watch on years down the road rescreenings. That theater is going to... Oh man, there was points where my theater was like that. The kids really got into the movie. Yeah, I just need to see that one YouTube guy can rotoscope Shadow into John Wick. Holy shit. I mean, they did give Shadow his gun for like 15 seconds. Which I've never understood why Shadow needs a gun to begin with. Like, even in the games, I'm like, but why? He has superpowers. John Wick onto Shadow. Oh my god, that would be especially funny given certain scenes. Given certain scenes, that would be hilarious to see. Oh my gosh. I'm so happy he had a gun. Oh yeah, the rotoscript John Wick in the Resident Evil video was nuts because you got the lighting and the coloring. Zane and I leaned over to one point in the movie theater when Shadow was doing his shit. We're like, he's so fucking cool. I will say, there's a Hot Topic joke in the movie, and I paused and like processed it for 10 seconds and looked back at Zane and went, wait, did they just make a Hot Topic joke? Like, it was so natural that it took my brain 10 seconds to realize they were making a Hot Topic joke. Because it was such a meta thing, and I'm like, oh, wait a second. What? What? There's a lot of, like, Sonic makes a lot of those, like, kind of, I won't say old me. What's nice about how they handle Sonic is his cultural references don't feel dated, thankfully. They fit in very, very well with everything. I will say the floss, seeing him do the floss dance in the first movie did kind of kill me a little bit on the inside as a boomer myself. A boomer hag gamer that I am. I died a little seeing that. I had to remember this was for the kids. The 90s and 2000s. I remember the 90s, 2000s, yeah. It's Sonic from the 90s. Sonic is literally started as a mascot. Exactly. I did at one point lean over to Sane. And Knowers will know in chat. Boomer, thank you, ARC. Yes. I literally leaned over to Sane at one point, went, so, they're gonna piss on the moon, right? Knowers in chat will know, and I'm not gonna go any further, but I did just ask Sane that. They're gonna piss on the moon, right? Heard booms, where's the fireworks? But yeah, so basically, if I were to scale it out of 10, Sonic Adventure 2, aka Sonic 3, 8.5 out of 10. Could have done with a little bit more Keanu Shadow just for my personal bias. Yeah, it was really good. It was really good.